The Lions were always going to be one of those second echelon teams. Good team, but not going to be a Super Bowl champion unless they got a quarterback to take them to the next level. The best thing that could have happened to the Lions is that they paid Scott Mitchell a huge bonus.
And on February 21st, 1994, Scott Mitchell became a Lion.
The thing that's always impressed me from the time I met Coach Fonz is that he was committed to me, and he wanted me to come here. Has he hugged me? He hadn't stopped hugging me.
The Lions seem to do well when they have a very weak schedule. And so it was nice. You'd have a good winning record, but you wouldn't really be progressing towards the ultimate goal, which is the Super Bowl.
For Wayne Fonts, the question remains, will it be the quarterback, the team, or the schedule that will determine the fate of the '94 Lions?
Opening day in year number 75 for the National Football League. A full moon is shining down on Texas Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, for tonight. A sellout crowd will be on hand to watch the Dallas Cowboys take on the Detroit Lions.
Troy Aikman, MVP of the Super Bowl. He's just gotten better and better. The #1 pick in the 1989 draft out of UCLA, began his college career under Barry Switzer at Oklahoma at the very top of his game. On 2nd and 8, a little razzle-dazzle, a double play fake, and a screen to Emmitt Smith. He's inside the 30, takes it to the 29.
Has enjoyed remarkable success.
Aikman on 1st down, going for 6. He's got it. Alvin Harper. Oh, boy. Game's opening drive consumes 5 minutes and 49 seconds. It's Dallas 7, Detroit nothing. Scott Mitchell backed up Marino last year and got a good chance to play when Dan went down with the Achilles injury. Sanders, the great one. Mitchell, the 6'6" left-hander, gives it to Barry Sanders. Sanders, oh, great.
That'll tell the tale of Barry Switzer, the first crisis and how he handles it.
From the 17-yard line, Barry Sanders breaks one up past the 30. Barry Sanders to near midfield.
I'd pay to watch this.
But he got away with a face mask after it as Sanders picks up a first down. Sanders now up and over 7,000 yards in his career. 2 minutes to go in the half. Cowboys 7, Lions 3. Crowd imploring the Dallas D to get with it. Mitchell for the end zone, touchdown, wide open Brett Perriman. So with Carter hurt, Perriman's getting a chance. He throws a beautiful block on the preceding play, catches the touchdown here, and the Lions have the lead. 2 timeouts for the Cowboys.
Or they're burning an awful lot of time here.
They're using a lot of time here. 2nd and 3, look out from behind, Pat Swilling. Aikman and the Cowboys go off the field, trailing 10-7. And back. 4th down and 3. Play clock down to 2. Here come the Cowboys. Mitchell gets it away, and the fingertip catch is made by Herman Moore. One-on-one coverage that time. Big play.
Mitchell's shown a real propensity to go to Herman Moore.
Moore split far to the right. Fake to Sanders. He looks over the middle, and it's caught for the touchdown. There it is. Herman Moore. Split to the right. Ran a little slant. Touchdown.
Again.
Herman Moore. With a lot of great receivers in this league. The Irvins and the Rices and the rest. Sterling Sharp. Remember the name, Herman Moore.
Perfectly still at the base of this stadium.
Here's Smith with the first down on the left, more inside the 20, and McNeil rides him down at the 4. 2nd and goal at the 6. Dallas down by 7. Emmitt Smith swings to the left side. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Well, this crowd's back in the game.
Barry Sanders somehow escapes.
Unbelievable.
Well, this one is going to be 57 yards.
You know, the worst thing that happens is you go to overtime. Best thing that happens, you win the game.
Craig holds 57 yards. It's deflected. Don't touch it, Leon.
You're a bad boy.
Oh, well, you know.
You're a bad, bad boy. Overtime.
It's the Lions' second overtime game in 3 games. And Sanders exploits the hole. Barry to the Dallas 47-yard line.
Oh, boy. There we go again. Al said 191 yards. Almost a 6-yard per carry average. 5.7 per.
And now we come to the 2-minute warning. So they have that much time and 2 timeouts as Dallas tries to set up for a game-winning field goal for the rookie, Chris Boniol.
2 minutes, 2 timeouts.
2nd and 12. Irvin is back in the game. Aikman.
Look out!
Oh, he's hit from behind.
The ball's loose.
At the 43, and Detroit has the football. Broderick Thomas stripped it.
These guys play 5 quarters, and it comes down to a guy who doesn't have a matching pair of shoes.
44-yard Hanson attempt to try to win it for Detroit. He's got it just inside the upright.
Can the Lions win it in overtime? We're about to find out. Young Jason Hanson. Rodenhauser, good snap, kick on its way. Jason Hanson. Lions win it! Lions win it! They beat the Dallas Cowboys for the first time ever at Texas Stadium.
This has been outstanding here.
They go to Dallas, and they beat the world champion.
Mitchell down the line to Barry, cuts it back over the middle, 35-30, explodes to the 25, breaks the tackle to the 20, he'll take it, here's a touchdown, Lions, Barry Sanders.
Sanders found the hole, puts the move on, look out! Barry Sanders with another brilliant run.
Watch this. He turns him completely around. Watch this. Here, goodbye.
Deep hand off to Barry, 35, breaks through 30, Barry outside of the 20, cuts inside of the 15, outside of the 10, Barry to the 5, and touchdown! Oh, yes, touchdown Lions! What an incredible run by the best back in the National Football League, Barry Sanders.
But of course, when he has the ball, it's a different story. Sanders breaks some tackles. Across midfield, knocked out of bounds at about the 43. Lions starting off 1st and 10. Sanders cuts back in, breaks a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Sanders near midfield. He's got more to block him. And finally knocked out of bounds at about the 10.
First down on the 3 now with Lynch and Sanders in the backfield. Sanders going outside. Dante Jones can't get him. Neither can anyone else. And Barry Sanders.
Wolford is the only shot if he takes the right angle.
84-yard run.
As the best runner in pro football, in the opinion of many, even better than Emmitt Smith, they say, doesn't play on as good a team.
How much of a throwback was he?
Stolen by Spielman.
When he scored the only touchdown of his career, he touched the ball down with both hands, just like the guys who wore leather helmets did back in the day.
Getney, the tight end, but he is
Stolen by Spielman. 10-5, touchdown. Lions, Chris Spielman steals it for Chris Getney and takes it in for the touchdown.
Here's the handoff to Sanders. And he just skips away from tacklers, and Sanders is gone. Unless somebody can run him down, and they can at about the
5. In the NFC wildcard race, the Eagles lead the pack at 7-3. Then Chicago and Green Bay from the Lions division at 6-4, and Atlanta at 5-5. Covington shows blitz, and he comes. Draw to Sanders. Shakes a tackle, has the first down and more. Barry Sanders to the 47-yard line.
Oh, and Eric Curry had him dead. Gives you an idea how powerful Barry Sanders is.
There's that cutback move. Look out! Dimley's got a shot. And got him and also got the face mask.
Watch this. They're going to stretch here. Now he cuts back.
You are looking at the best. Barry again. Slips and tackle. Has 10, 15. Goodbye. When you talk about the other great backs, and certainly there are other great backs in this league.
And Emmett is great.
And oh, absolutely. But Barry Sanders has never had the passing game to complement his running. He has never had the great offensive line. This guy is something else.
No, he is the Detroit Lions.
Today we battle in the NFC Central as the Green Bay Packers take on the Detroit Lions. Quarterback Brett Favre. TDs are up, the interceptions are down. It's working, he's happy about it. The Lions did it against Buffalo, beat the Bills, they're trying it here. Anthony Morgan, touchdown Green Bay. Favre, a little jump ball, intercepted by Massey. Back the other way. Out of bounds at the 30. Sanders has rushed 7 times for 26 yards. Craig tries out the end zone. Herman Moore. Touchdown, Lions. Jump ball after jump ball. Touchdown, Detroit. First down at the 20. And there's Barry. Good cutback and big yards. Evans holding on for dear life. Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders. Inside the 20.
Look at him right on Bryce Pop. He opens up that hole, and then Barry just takes advantage of it. And once he gets out in the open, he is a dangerous man. You know, when you miss a tackle on Barry.
Craig hands to Barry Sanders. Touchdown!
Right around the waist of Herman Moore.
Now on first down, Craig to put it up. Touchdown to big Scott Conover. Into the game for the Lions. They're bringing it. Favre has time, wide open Morgan. Goodbye, they beat the blitz and score 6. And Barry Sanders kicks it outside, big yards. A 63-yard run by Barry. 16 carries, 171 yards for Barry Sanders today. Green Bay down by 3 on third down. Intercepted. Willie Clay and back the other way. And that brings the Green Bay drive to a dead-end stop. There's the final. Good night, everybody.
The Detroit Lions, 7-6, take on the New York Jets, 6-7 in an interconference game. Both teams still alive for the playoff.
2 tight ends start the game, and here is Sanders looking for running room. He finds it, and Barry Sanders with a big gain on the first offensive play of the game. He's been effective lately. First down on the 49. Sanders has some running room and a first down. Well, you can't stop Barry Sanders for an entire game.
No, you just can't. You know, all it takes is one missed tackle, or you overrun right there. I mean, you don't hold backside, and now it's a foot race, and nobody's going to catch this guy to the corner.
Sanders needed 136 for that average for 2,000, and he's at 127. The Lions will go 8-6 and put some pressure on the Vikings and the Bears, who play tomorrow. So for Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton saying so long from Giant Stadium. The final score, the Lions 18 and the Jets 7. Coming up next on the NASDAQ Stock Market Postgame Report.
Now the Lions with a first down on the Viking 33. Sanders.
Unbelievable!
What can you say?
Unbelievable! Just watch the brilliance of this. When God created Barry Sanders, even he didn't know what he made. Barry Sanders makes the greatest 3-yard runs in the history of the game. He makes 4 guys miss, and you get so caught up in the run, and then you turn around and you go 2nd and 7.
Here's Sanders to the 15.
Touchdown!
I've
run out of adjectives to use for Sanders. Watch the genius of Barry Sanders. So much of this is just on his own. And once he's out in the open field, you cannot be hesitant because he'll make you miss.
Here's Sanders up the middle. About that 47 yards, Dick. You better add a few more. Touchdown for Sanders. No flags. 64 yards for the touchdown by Barry Sanders.
He's amazing.
6 times he has had runs of 60 or more yards. The rest of the league, only 3.
Goes without saying, he got a great couple of blocks up front by Glover, Waddell, and Bowers.
In October, the Lions were the longest of long shots to make the playoffs.
Caught, touchdown, Anthony Carter.
But the team that never quit beat the odds to post their first back-to-back winning seasons in more than 20 years. And the Lions qualified for the playoffs for the 3rd time in 4 years. That for the first time since the 1950s.
And the party opens in Lambeau Field in Green Bay on a Saturday afternoon, a rematch of a wildly exciting playoff game a year ago, which was played in Pontiac and won by Green Bay.
For the 2nd consecutive season, the Packers and Lions met in the playoffs in 1994, this time at Lambeau Field. What is arguably one of the Packers' greatest defensive performances of all time. The Packers held Lions running back Barry Sanders to -1 yard rushing, and the Lions to -4 yards rushing overall. The Packers never trailed.
2 minutes to go. The league's leading rusher, one of the greatest years ever in the NFL. He has now carried 13 times for no yard.
So, 4th down at the 17. Here's your ball game. Minute 45 to go. Craig to Moore. He catches it, but he's out of bounds. They rule out of bounds. Was he pushed out, Joe?
I don't think so. I think he's going to come down out of bounds anyway. Look, he's up. You see that foot land so far out of bounds. Boom. No way he'd be him. Look at it again. George Teague. No, he wouldn't have had it.
So the Packers run out the clock. The final score, Pack 16 and the Lions 12. Green Bay remains undefeated lifetime in the playoffs at Lambeau Field at 6-0.
The 1995 Detroit Lions began their improbable season in Pittsburgh, where the Allegheny and Monongahela rivers converged to form the mighty Ohio.
From the 49, Sanders. Barry Sanders gets a block. Sanders with the first down. Sanders inside the 30.
It's the NFL on Fox. This afternoon, the Detroit Lions host the Arizona Cardinals. And good afternoon, everyone. Along with Ron Pitts, I'm Mike Breen. Both teams are 0-2. Both have playoff expectations. So another first down for the Lions. Mitchell again fires downfield. Perriman's got it and a lot of room. Perriman, touchdown, Detroit. 6 guys on each side of the ball. Sanders cuts back. Has a little room outside. Here goes Barry Sanders. He's gone. Aeneas Williams. Whoa. Touchdown, Detroit. They're on their feet at the Silverdome. Craig on 4th and 10 under pressure. Fires it in.
Oh,
touchdown.
What a play.
Touchdown,
what a play.
Anthony Edwards.
Oh, what a play.
And the Arizona Cardinals have taken a lead with 2.5 remaining. So the final seconds tick off. A disappointed Lions crowd here at the Silverdome. And certainly Barry Sanders with the 2 fourth-quarter fumbles.
Sanders off the left side. Barry stretches to the corner, to the 10, to the 5. Sanders takes it. Touchdown Lions. He got up off the turf.
Possession for Detroit.
Barry Sanders with a seam. Sanders with a cutback. And Sanders down the sideline. One to beat. Touchdown.
From RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., Fox Television Sports presents the National Football League. Today, the Detroit Lions take on the Washington Redskins. Sure enough, they've done it today.
There's the cluster. There's 3 people to one side.
3rd down and 4. Mitchell fighting for his life. Flush from the pocket, looking downfield with the point, the throw, the touchdown catch. Herman Moore. 2nd down and 6 from the 49 for Mitchell. Good time. Throws. First down. Brett Perriman. Perriman gets a block. And Perriman is gone. And the Lions take the lead.
Center back here.
39 yards away. And we are tied with 4 seconds to play. I've got to go 96 yards for a touchdown. And probably comfortably inside the 35 for a field goal try. Mitchell. Oh, it's picked off and taken in. Touchdown, Washington wins. Darrell Green.
Cover 2.
Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders.
They're going to run a fake reverse. Barry keeps it. Look out, far side 50. He's gone. They'll never catch him. 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Lions. Oh, man.
Second down and 1. Sanders finds a hole off the left side. Barry Sanders will score for the Lions.
Barry Sanders breaks it off the right side. Stiff arm, 45, 40, 35, 30. He's gone this time to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown with a key block. Get Barry loose and off to the races. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party. We got Frank and Al and Dan. They're going to get it kick-started. Lynn and the crew's all set. The crowd is psyched because all my rowdy friends are back for Monday night.
The Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, a little northwest of the city of Detroit. It will be rocking and rolling tonight. Some 80,000 fans on hand as two of the NFL's oldest rivals get it on one more time. The 132nd meeting. It'll take place tonight. The Bears and the Lions. Lions at the Chicago 47-yard line. Corner blitz. They pick that up. Moore makes the catch. They can't make an ankle tackle, and that costs them a lot of yardage, and Herman has stayed inbounds and goes all the way in for the touchdown. Here is the 2,000th carry of Sanders' illustrious career, and it's a 15-yard gain and a first. Marty Carter makes the tackle, first down. Detroit leading 7-0, a minute to go in the opening quarter. Fake, throw, touchdown, Johnny Morton. From the 39-yard line, Salam on a sweep, can't get out of the backfield. Chris Spielman, torn pectoral muscle and all, stops him for a loss of 4.
Not a bad half.
96 for the season for Herman Moore.
Not a bad season.
Yeah. Not a bad career. Third and goal. Barry Sanders makes the catch, goes in for the touchdown.
This is overwhelming the Chicago Bears.
Kramer comes back to Detroit, but it's not his night. It's not the Bears' night. It's certainly not the Bear defense's night. They go to 7-6 and go to Houston next week. We'll talk to you from Miami next Monday. Until then, now, Michael Spankiford, Dan Beardorf, Lynn Swan. Good night from Pontiac, Michigan. I don't believe this.
Quarterback Ryan McNeil. Barry Sanders on first and goal, turns the corner and has the touchdown.
Welcome to the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. This afternoon, it's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Detroit Lions. A look to the NFC Central Division as we come down near the end of the regular season. The Green Bay Packers won yesterday in New Orleans over the Saints, and so the Detroit Lions need a win to stay in the chase for the division title and, of course, to continue the run towards the playoffs. And that man leads the way with close to 1,400 yards rushing. Barry Sanders is at the 2-yard line as Sanders actually loses one. And he got hit again by Schmengi, but he gets to the outside and scores! So another game ball goes. This is the second one to Rodney Holman, and now Moore and Perryman off that catch have broken the record for combined single-season receptions, 208, and they have all of today and then next week, too. We're going to Pittsburgh's a short hop. First down, Sanders, big hole! Inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Mitchell pump fakes, wide open, Johnny Morton, touchdown! Behind the sideline, second down. And the catch by Perriman, and he's down near the 11. That's his 100th reception of the year, Brett Perriman, and a nice hand. And now we're 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Sanders going out in motion. Mitchell across the middle. Morton's second touchdown catch of the day. We knew coming in they were close to a number of records more in Perryman. They just broke the record for combined single-season yardage. And that's, I think earlier when you saw Mitchell waving Mikowski off to the sideline, he wanted to be the guy that was in there to break the record with them. I mean, he's been a part of it all season long. And it's, at least in the Fonts rule, and on fourth down they take a knee again. And so now the ball will go over to Jacksonville. How do you take this, Tunch? Do you take it as a nice tip? We'll come back and tip of the hat to Jacksonville, not to run it up on them. We'll talk about that when we return to the Silverdome.
Sanders gonna throw. Can't find anybody, and Barry throws back across to Morton. Johnny Morton. Everything is going right. He can even throw the ball.
The Lions registered over 400 total yards for the 7th time in 1995.
To the 40, 30, and he takes it in. Touchdown, Lions, 91 yards.
The Lions' 7th straight win marked their longest streak in 33 years and completed what was perhaps the most remarkable turnaround in the 62-year history of the franchise. At that point, the only drama left was played out by Herman Moore, who set his sights on the all-time record for catches in a season. With his 123rd reception firmly tucked away, Moore called it a day. And the Lions concluded one of the most improbable seasons in their history.
Because on December 30th, 1995, exactly 27 years ago to this day, the Detroit Lions played the Philadelphia Eagles in the wild card round of the playoffs. And before the game, Brown said some words that he would instantly regret. There is no question in my mind that we're going to win this game. It's just a matter of how much we're going to win it by and how long it is going to take. By the end of the first quarter, we want to have this game over with. And just in case you thought that this statement was made in jest and was a complete joke that was not meant to be taken seriously at all, Brown assured people that he was 100% serious and that this was no laughing matter. As he said, "I'm serious. The Eagles have a good team and an excellent coach, but we have an offense that nobody can stop. I don't think Philly can stop us. Not if we play the way we played the last 7 weeks." And that, ladies and gentlemen, was all the bulletin board material that the Eagles needed.
But today, it'll be the Detroit Lions coming in to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Down. Now Pete from the 14 hands the ball to Charlie Garner. Contained. Eagles leading 7-0 as Mitchell throws off his back foot. David Sloan makes the catch, and the tight end has a touchdown. Intercepted at the 22, Barry Wilburn. Touchdown, Philadelphia. First and goal inside the 1, and Waters, despite juggling the handoff, is in there. Well, right now, the offensive line of the Philadelphia Eagles is just taking it to the Lions. They own these guys up front, and they are kicking some butt. It is 31-7. Can you imagine what is going through the minds of everyone in the Detroit Lions uniform? They are stunned. This is the type of a set of circumstances that your mind has trouble comprehending. Clock ticks down from the 20-yard line. Mikowski. Another pick. That's William Thomas. Number 8 for Thomas. Touchdown. Yeah, it's a bitter end for Detroit.
After spending 8 seasons in Detroit, Spielman, now a father of 2, joined the Buffalo Bills.
The success of 1995 gave promise for 1996.
It is kickoff 96, and 2 rivals in the NFC Central have their hopes as well as the Detroit Lions take on the Minnesota Vikings.
And welcome to a new year, everyone. Along with Matt Millen, I'm Dick Stockton, and the Detroit Lions, who made the playoffs last year, would like to do something different. They'd like to get off to a better start than their 0-3 a year ago.
But the guy that it revolves around is Barry Sanders. Now, what Sanders does, you know he's going to get his yards running the ball. It's what he does without the football in his hand that's so important.
Of the Lions, and again, here's Mitchell, wide open is Sanders.
He's amazing.
3rd down and 4. Nowhere to go with Johnson. Touchdown to Chris Carter.
What happened there? Somebody lost Chris Carter.
The loss was an omen of things to come.
Covering. And there goes Barry Sanders. He could go. He's heading for the end zone. Touchdown.
Barry, cut back over the middle. Barry to the 5, breaks it. Touchdown, Lions! Oh, what a run by Barry Sanders. Holy mackerel, what a great run.
Is he unbelievable?
8 yards to pay dirt for Barry Sanders. Whoa, what a cutback move.
Barry, give me a break.
Welcome to sunny Tampa, Florida, where this afternoon it's the Detroit Lions and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Benny Blades, the key man, the quarterback on defense for the Lions. Gary Ellison and Leroy Thompson in the backfield, everybody out. The pass is intercepted by Benny Blades, and he could go all the way. Trent's going to have to get him. It's Blades against Dilfer. And Blades gets away. Touchdown, Benny Blades. Dilfer should have brought him down. Blades with the interception near the goal line, and the Lions have taken the lead. And for the Lions, it'll be their 5th consecutive win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The final score, the Lions 27, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers nothing.
Fox Sports welcomes you inside the Silver Dome, where the 3-2 Detroit Lions host the 0-4 Atlanta Falcons. Well, Ron, Herman Moore, Johnny Morton, Brett Perriman, terrific job over the last 2 games, both victories. Lions ahead of the Falcons 14-0. Mitchell looking for more, makes the catch, what a catch and a touchdown! He beats the double coverage!
21-0. What are you going to do? Get wax out of here?
Oh, how about this? Some trickery from Wayne Fontes. Herman Moore makes the catch and the touchdown. The flea flicker. Mitchell to Sanders. Back to Mitchell to Herman Moore. But Wayne Fontes of the Lions now 4-2. Lions over the Falcons 28-24.
They're going to hand it off to Barry Sanders. Cuts back. Avoids one. What on his feet? He's going to the end zone. Can you believe that?
He made something out of absolutely nothing.
Detroit from its own 7. And they give us to Barry Sanders. Oh, what a move as he breaks it to the outside. Still on his feet and has a chance to go.
Got to get him. Watch what he do. He just put a move on Reggie White.
There are no words to describe.
Sanders,
Is he something?
as he shows a little muscle as he takes it into the end zone.
Looking for room. Barry wills his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
There's more to Barry Sanders than just making people miss. There's a lot of power in those 5-foot 8-inch legs as well.
Gives to Barry. First down, breaks it to the 5. Touchdown, Lions. Run the draw to Barry. To the 50, 40.
When in doubt, give it to Barry.
Folks, he's the best in the business.
Detroit can't work that chip away down the field.
Sanders on a change of direction. Sanders into the end zone.
Barry Sanders cut back over the middle. Got free to the 25, 30s, off to the races, 40, midfield, 40. It's a foot race. Straight ahead, Barry Sanders bumps to the left side of the 10. Barry switches hands to the 5, takes it in. Touchdown, Lions!
When the Lions closed out 1996 on a Monday night in San Francisco, Barry Sanders put on another unforgettable show for a national audience. In the race for top NFL rushing honors, Sanders trailed Denver's Terrell Davis by 161 yards. Number 20 responded with a season-high 175 yards on his way to his 3rd NFL rushing title.
Sanders in 49er territory. Quick
quintessential Barry Sanders. Inside the 20, inside the 10. Highlight film touchdown. There's another miss. That was Bryant Young. McDonald missed him twice. Dodge slid off of him. And they were in the nickel defense. That means 5 defensive backs, and Barry Sanders takes it all the way. If he's not the greatest, well, the only one even close was Jim Brown.
Barry Sanders off the pitch right. Field, 45, breaks 40. Barry 35, spins free. 30, 25, middle of the field. 20, 15, 10. Holy mackerel, down and in. Touchdown! Lions, what a run by Barry Sanders.
By 1997, changes had to be made. After a 5-11 season and 3 straight wildcard round exits, head coach Wayne Fontes was fired.
So don't feel sorry for me. It's a chapter in my life that's over, but I'll bleed Honolulu blue. I want to bleed it. I'm going home and kiss my family, and I'm going to give Mr. Ford one more big hug, because I tell you what, he deserves it. God bless all of you.
All right, this is Fred Heumann back live at the Silverdome. You've just seen a rather impassionate address by Wayne Fontes, the now outgoing coach of the Detroit Lions, who came in to say, yes, he's been fired. He accepts the decision.
If you haven't gotten yourself to the Super Bowl, there's an empty feeling inside. And I can tell you from this very moment on, that's going to be the direction and the goal of our football program here with the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions have recommitted themselves to Southeast Michigan and their fans with an agreement on a new stadium to be built in downtown Detroit.
This is a great day for Wayne County, the city of Detroit, the Detroit Lions, and our fans. And while we knew we wouldn't get the type of deal that some of the teams have gotten by packing up and moving to other states, we felt it was very important for the Detroit Lions fans to know that we were staying in this area and that we wouldn't leave. And I believe that this stadium side-by-side project is going to be a wonderful start to the 21st century.
This bold move to the future links the Lions to their proud past.
The snap, a 5-game losing streak. Mitchell in trouble again, gets out of it, and he gets it away to Barry Sanders in the open field. And look at Sanders make moves. Now he has some blocking on the far side. Sanders may go.
Starting position of the day from the 5-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. And here's a nice jiggle by Barry Sanders, and there he goes. Sanders with a great block on the wing.
They got the Packers next week on Fox. Barry Sanders breaks it. And Tyrone Williams brings him down at the 5.
All you need is that right there. Was about 1.5 feet wide, and then Sanders just jumps right through it. Look at the move.
So he cuts back in, across midfield, at the 40. Sanders in his glory to the 25. Barry inside the 20-yard line.
The third wide receiver for the Lions. And here's Barry Sanders. What a juke up the middle. And Barry Sanders into Tampa Bay territory. Sanders at the 10. He'll score. Touchdown, Detroit.
John Lynch was the unblocked man. His jockstrap is laying, think still, on about the 20-yard line.
Lions have the ball at their 19-yard line, and Barry gets the call. Sweeps to the right, breaks a tackle to the 25, 30, 35. Barry up the right sideline, 40, 50. That's inside middle of the field, 40. They'll never get him. He's done it again.
Spectacular or what?
Creases, he can get through that nobody else can. For the Huskers, here's Sanders. Darting and jumping, and he's gone. He's in the end zone.
Yeah, this is class. I mean, you got guys jumping around. That's his move. I mean, he gets the ball. He's making moves on moves. I mean, he's jumping and going. Barry Sanders will put you on a highlight film if you're a defensive player.
Barry Sanders is going to carry in the second half in a big one. He's by one defender inside the 10. Touchdown, Barry Sanders.
Folks, he's the best in the business. Someday you'll be able to say, I saw the best running back in football ever.
First down, Sanders.
Mitchell's limping like
changes his direction, and Sanders gets a lot out of very little. That's Barry Sanders in vintage style, 22 yards.
Well, how long do you think it's going to take for Barry to pick up another 100-yard game? Could it be here?
Yes! And a lot more!
The Pontiac Silverdome, Thanksgiving Day, the Chicago Bears against the Lions.
In the game now is a third wide receiver. From the Chicago 40, there's Barry up the middle, 35, cuts to the right, 30, cuts it back over the middle, 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, touchdown, 40 yards, the pay dirt, Barry Sanders.
He's a good player. I mean, he's handled his side of the line very well today, both on run and pass.
Bear blitz coming, Mitchell. Going deep, got a man wide open. Johnny Morton from Scott Mitchell.
Side formation, give to Barry, cut back over the middle of the 25 to the 20, breaks the tackle to the 15, stops, starts 10-5, touchdown Lions. Holy mackerel. 2 Chicago Bears there to stop him, and they could not do it. Another stop-start run by Barry Sanders. He is putting on a show.
Barry was going to be pushed out of bounds by 2 Bears. When he stopped and those 2 guys ran by him, Barry cut it back up.
Morton and Moore to the right. Mitchell inside handoff to Barry to the 15. Outside left 10-5. See you later. Touchdown Lions. Barry Sanders is third of the game.
And as Detroit destroys Chicago 55-20. So stick with us for the Turkey Leg Award.
Barry, what a special day for you. I mean, did you have any feeling that this was going to happen today?
Well, no, I had no idea. The last couple of weeks, we played very well offensively and really as a team. And so we're developing a lot of confidence. And Coach, we've learned a lot from our 6 losses. And we showed that today. I guess as a running back, you can never have enough legs. So
Let me just circle you here. I mean, to have Barry Sanders, Johnny Morton, Luther Ellis to get the Turkey Leg Award, I'll tell you, up here in the booth, we're very, very proud to have you as a recipient. Thank you for a great game. Congratulations.
Sanders gets the draw. And room to roam for Barry Sanders, and there he goes. A foot race with Fuller, and from behind, Fuller's got him. And speaking of history, the Lions' number 20, Barry Sanders, the game's number 1 running back, seeks another NFL rushing title and a possible rare 2,000-yard season. You can't fathom quite how he does it, but oh, does he know how to deliver the goods. Hand off to Sanders. Sanders trying to get out, cannot get around the defense. All that updates at only 21 yards for a man who has rushed for 100 or more in 13 consecutive games. 3rd and 3 for the Lions, who trail 10-6, final seconds, 3rd quarter. Sanders on the draw, longest run of the game, and he's in the clear. 40, 30, inside the 20. Barry Sanders brings this crowd to life from the 15-yard line. And give it to Sanders. Oh, what a move! Oh, my!
1, the Jet defense right here, it's getting tired. It can't be as disciplined.
2nd and 8. He gets the call. Here he goes! All the way to the 3-yard line.
It just shows you what little margin of error you have on defense when you're playing against Barry Sanders. The defense gets a little bit tired late in the game. The hole is probably just a foot wider, but once he gets through it, hard to bring down.
Barry cut back. Now he's got it. 50, 40. He's well over 2,000 now. 30. Look out. Right side 20. 15 to the 10. To the 5. Holy mackerel.
The linemen, they're the ones who wanted the 2,000. Barry didn't talk about it. Sanders is as modest a superstar as I have ever met in all of sport.
Well, Dick, I think that's what makes it so great. He's so modest, such a good player.
For that 53-yard run, Sanders vaults ahead of O.J. Simpson. Now only 52 behind Eric Dickerson's all-time mark in 84. A man who was held only 20 yards rushing in the first half.
Give us your thoughts on what got you so excited here toward the end of the game.
The offensive line, I mean, they worked so hard. They wanted this for me more than anybody in the world.
It was never my goal to be a star. My thing was to do what I can to survive, at least get to the playoffs. And then after that, it was try to make it all the way.
And it is bedlam here as the Buccaneers are being introduced.
Buccaneers entertain the Detroit Lions.
So blitz coming up the middle. Got the pass away. Picked off. Intercepted 35.
There was magic in the air and in the hands of Riedel Anthony.
Going down there. Oh, it's into pass. It's gone. 40 to the 35. Riedel Anthony deflected pass. Oh boy, what a catch.
Once again, Tampa Bay made Barry Sanders a non-factor, making sure any holes were immediately sealed.
Stop the long setback. Here's the snap, and he'll get the draw play. All stop to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay's first playoff win since December of 1979. Final score here at Houlihan Stadium is Tampa Bay 20, Detroit 10.
Longwell's kick to Terry Fair. He'll run it out from the end zone. Terry Fair showing speed, trying to turn the corner, and Terry Fair in a foot race.
That's 6
And
points.
he's going to score. And that'll be 101 yards for the rookie from Tennessee. It's good, and that is the end of the third quarter with the score. The Packers 24, the Lions 19. Well, Preston Roel will be trying to see if he can do a back-to-back return. Here's Preston, and on the goal line, here's Roel Preston returning. And Preston still on his feet. He gets by Hanson, and Preston may score.
No, he will score.
Okay, 99 yards.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns.
Back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdowns. This goes 100 yards, and the Packers go on to beat the Lions 38-19.
Barry Sanders, he wants it all, and many will tell you he deserves it. Now, he was held in check last week, 70 yards against the Packers. What do you expect for him today against the Bengals?
Well, it doesn't like being held in check, but I got to tell you what, Barry Sanders is going to have a big day today. Cincinnati did a great job of containing Eddie George, but Eddie George is no Barry Sanders. I think something spectacular is going to happen today from him. Well over 100 yards.
From the Pontiac Silverdome, about 25 miles outside of the Motor City, it's the home opener for the Detroit Lions as they take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Hello, everybody. Gus Johnson along with former Buffalo Bills Steve Tasker. And Steve, whenever the Lions play, number 20 is always the center of attention, Barry Sanders.
Mitchell, screen, Barry Sanders with blockers. Sanders cuts it back. Barry Sanders. Outside. Sanders. Down to the one.
Handoff to Barry, and he's not finding running room there. Goes up the middle, 40, 50, 40. Barry on a sprint, 30, 20, 10. They'll never catch him. Touchdown, Lions, Barry Sanders.
2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Cincinnati leading Detroit 28-21. But the Lions with the ball at the Cincinnati 5-yard line. Barry Sanders towards the corner. Touchdown! With that run, Barry Sanders becomes the second man in NFL history to rush for 14,000 yards. Barry Sanders, the numbers, 24 carries, 158 yards. He becomes the second man in NFL history to rush for over 14,000 yards, joining Walter Payton. It's a 48-yarder. Lee Johnson, the holder. And it's blocked! The Lions block it, and we're heading into overtime.
We go to overtime. Just 4 plays in. Third down for Detroit. Mitchell, it's an out to Corey Sawyer. Huck Finn, Tom Sawyer. He's gone. 58 yards. Where was Mitchell on the attempted tackle? So 2 throws at the end. Quizzical by Mitchell. Let's celebrate the Bengals in overtime. As for the Lions, they haven't rolled, roared, or whimpered with Scott Mitchell. Demoted to a third-string spot in a controversial move by Bobby Ross. Instead, they start unknown second-round pick Charlie Batch,
from Eastern Michigan. Who? Well, the Lions sent a 3rd, 4th, and 5th round pick to Miami to make him the highest quarterback other than Peyton Manning or Ryan Leaf to be picked in the draft.
You look at the Detroit Lions, they are facing a must-win situation early in the football season with a quarterback who is yet to take an NFL snap. Bobby Ross did not want to go through the experimental stage with his quarterbacks, so he moved Scott Mitchell to number 3, and Frank Reich remains the backup.
It's not a trial. We're not trying to do that. We're not trying as, hey, let's see if this works. We're really committed to seeing him take over. We're committed to him long term.
This isn't a short term type of solution. We're going to go with Charlie. We intend to stick with him.
That's because the winless Lions finally pulled the cord on Scott Mitchell this week at quarterback, switching to rookie QB Charlie Batch. He makes his first NFL start. The question is, who is this Charlie Batch?
Well, Charlie Batch is going to make his first start. Like you said, it seems kind of strange that we're only in the 3rd week of the season, and both teams will be starting backup quarterbacks.
Charlie Batch on the other side, who is this guy? I mean, he was a 2nd-round draft pick out of Eastern Michigan, although he was the 3rd quarterback taken in the draft. Now, he didn't even know he was going to start until Wednesday. So here today, the Detroit Lions are throwing in a rookie quarterback for the first time in the 3rd game of the regular season, and he's had 2 days of practice to get ready for this thing. This could be a tough day for him. They want to get Charlie Batch comfortable, too. It'll be interesting the first play they give him.
Batch back to throw it. And here comes the rush. He had a good play call. To Barry Sanders, the screen pass. And Sanders, as only he can, turns it upfield. Final score here in Minnesota is the Vikings 29, the Lions 6.
And Barry is busting it up the middle. That time, he got a great block downfield from Morton.
And the thing about it is, if you're a wide receiver for the Detroit Lions, you better stay on your block downfield because you just never know when this guy's going to break it.
Barry gets the call, looking for room, got it to the 40, to the right side 35, to the 30, it's a foot race to the 20, 15 to the 10, Barry to the 5, Barry is filled at the 1.
Detroit, Michigan on a cool October evening and 45 minutes north of the Motor City, the Pontiac Silverdome, where tonight a sellout crowd of 80,000 is on hand for a black and blue battle.
Barr, short set, now he's flush. And it's intercepted by Mark Carrier. Mark Carrier back down the sideline, still on his feet inside the 15. Play action by Batch. He's got a touchdown. Wide open to Pete Kriplevich. Reggie White's ball club, the Packers, who start at their own 49. Blitz. Favre. Got away. But he won't get away a second time. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up and Batch has time. Oh, what a catch! Jermaine Crowell! What a catch!
Showing blitz inside. Harris drops back. Draw play to Barry off the left to the 30, 35, 40. He's off to the races. 50, 40, 30. They'll never get him. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. Lions, Barry Sanders. How about that? 73 yards for Barry Sanders.
1st and 10, Green Bay. Favre with time to the end zone. Picked off, it is. Favre rifles it, touchdown Antonio Freeman. Longwell as they set up for the onside kick. Tipped and it's loose. It was their only chance. Recovered by Roel Preston. The clock hasn't started yet. They almost pulled it off.
Ball was legally touched. 2 seconds went off the clock. Recovered by the Packers. 1 second on the scoreboard.
Come on, please.
Will you give me a break?
That's unbelievable.
Are you kidding me? Who's the guy that's holding the clock?
No, first it was touched by a Packer.
This is so ridiculous and absurd.
Now they've got a chance. One Hail Mary from tying the game. Jump ball in the end zone. Batted down.
That play should have never happened.
Bobby Ross was absolutely livid, and I think he's got every right to be.
These officials should be embarrassed by that.
And he's going to let Bernie Kukar know about it.
Final score, Detroit Lions 27.
And 13. Sanders. Midfield. 40. Sanders still on his feet.
Draw play. They got a good block up front. Then, boom, Barry breaks a couple tackles. Once he breaks those tackles, it's over.
2nd and 6. Barry Sanders is lost in his own world.
Barry Sanders. There he goes the other way. Charlie Batch out to block for him. Typical Barry Sanders.
So, end of the third quarter, Lions down 7-6. Sanders breaks outside. 44 yards down the sideline. So good, he does it all with one shoe. He becomes the second player to have 10 1,000-yard seasons, joining Walter Payton. Of course, Barry's now sent it 10 in a row. 3rd and 3, the Lions called for a false start. They're down 10-9 inside Eagle territory. They had 8 penalties. That would be important because now it's a 58-yard field goal for Jason Hanson for the win. It's short. 58 yards is a lot to ask. Too much to ask for Bobby Ross. And the Eagles, they're not pretty.
I'm getting all the damn heat with everybody, each and every one of y'all hammering my tail. I don't coach that way. I don't coach them to do that type of thing.
Sanders. Lost the ball, got it back, and it dives for 5. Holy cow.
That's a new one.
Yeah,
that's a new one. We thought we had seen it all. I've added a new thing to my repertoire. I am Barry Sanders.
Here's Sanders. Looking for running room. Cuts inside and made a great cut. And this is a marvelous run by Barry Sanders.
More than 80,000 fans have provided us with a Thanksgiving Day sellout here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Today's matchup, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. Cordell Stewart fighting the noise. Another quick pass in the middle, into the air, and intercepted. Robert Bailey, the 40, down at the 35-yard line. And Batch is going to throw it. Time, end zone, touchdown.
The first team to score wins the game. We'll have a toss to determine who receives. Who will call it from Pittsburgh? Number 36, heads, tails, tails, heads. Call it, please, in the air. Heads is the call. He said heads. It is a tails.
Oh, I believe he said tails.
He did.
You want to take the ball?
Look at Jerome Bettis. What's going on?
You're changing the head. Which way you want to go?
Oh, man.
Detroit has won the toss. We'll receive.
Jerome Bettis said tails. Oh, my.
Well, we'll find out. Now we're going to start getting all the officials out there for the coin toss to see what's going on.
When we come back, the Lions, we think, have won this coin toss and will receive. Happy Thanksgiving. Barry Sanders. Batch. Gonna throw down the field for more. Got it! The Lions win it 19-16.
1 year after eclipsing the 2,000-yard mark, Barry Sanders entered Week 17, knowing that it might be the final game of his career.
2nd and 2. Barry Sanders, now he's going. There goes Barry Sanders.
A disappointing season for Barry Sanders and the Detroit Lions.
The Lions regressed to 5-11. Management had let quality players slip away. We'd been losing for years. Now we were right back where we were when I arrived. Sanders was fed up and had been quietly considering retirement for most of the season. In a statement released to the Wichita Eagle, his hometown paper, he announced his sudden retirement.
First Jordan, then Gretzky, then Elway, now this, which, unlike the others, was completely unexpected.
Only one average Sanders season away from breaking the NFL's all-time rushing record, the 31-year-old today announced he is retiring from pro football after 10 seasons.
Ironic, Barry Sanders' father thinks Jim Brown is the greatest running back of all time. 34 years ago, Brown retired suddenly in the prime of his career. Ditto Barry Sanders, the only man who's ever gained 1,000 yards 10 straight seasons, will retire Wednesday, not with the press conference, but with a statement, and Barry will not be available for comments.
Sanders less than 1,500 yards shy of breaking Peyton's career rushing record, so barring injury, this was really just a matter of time before the record was Barry's.
We're talking about Barry and his reputation, whether it's ruined for good in this town. I've got an email right here that says, until yesterday, OJ was my least favorite NFL runner, but he only stabbed 2 people in the back.
I would have rather he'd been truthful up front, and he could have kept his respect.
I would like to say it doesn't hurt and it doesn't bother us, but how can you ignore, Barry being gone, and you want to have high hopes and say you'd like to achieve greatness, but it's a huge hole missing. It's not just any running back.
The 66th season of Detroit Lions football began under a cloud of uncertainty. Barry Sanders' stunning retirement and a rash of key injuries had doubters declaring the Lions dead before Labor Day. But cynics and skeptics only provided the young Lions with inspiration. The Lions opened the season in Seattle. Things went from bad to worse when a sprained knee sidelined Herman Moore in the first quarter. Bobby Ross was without a future Hall of Fame running back and the team's all-time leading receiver. But by halftime, quarterback Charlie Batch had a new favorite target. Batch tossed 2 of his 3 second-quarter touchdowns to Moore's replacement, second-year receiver Jermaine Crowell, to lead the Lions to their first opening day road win since 1986.
Bobby Ross in his 3rd year likes the way this team has shaped up. It's smash mouth football the way Ross liked it in San Diego when he brought that team to the Super Bowl. You score, the Packers 3, the Lions nothing. And the Lions with the ball on the 45-yard line of Green Bay. 3rd down and 6. Johnny Morton goes in motion. And Batch's pass is caught in a great grab by Johnny Morton, who goes in for the score. And he caught it in stride and went all the way. 45 yards.
And he did the Pontiac leap and stand in the end zone.
2nd down and 10. Here is Levens up the middle. Dorsey Levens up into fumbles, and the Lions recover. Mark Carrier made the hit. 2nd and 10. Play fake for Batch. Batch up the middle, and here is Sloan, the tight end. David Sloan. Touchdown, Lions. He can't quite get up there, Matt. 74 yards for the score. Wide open. Lions faced with a 1-point deficit. Still plenty of time remaining. 12:25 in the 4th. 15-14. The Packers lead. Dorsey Levens with a 2-yard touchdown run. The big play was the pass from Brett Favre to Bill Schrader to set it up. Levens 112 yards and a score. Terry Fair back to return kicks for the first time today. Had been just a punt returner. Fair did this last year, and there's a flag down, and Terry Fair in a foot race. And he's caught by Corey Bradford inside the 10. 90 yards for Fair's return.
And it'll stand. That's going against the Packers.
Sloan, the move man, and the fake handoff, and here comes Charlie Batch, and he dives. Touchdown. Great fake by Batch. They have basically won without Sanders and Moore in the first 2 weeks of the season, beating Seattle, tough team on the road, and the ever-tough Green Bay Packers here at the Silverdome. The Lions have made it 6 wins in 7 tries against the Green Bay Packers here at the Silverdome. And for the first time since 1993, the Lions 2-0. And as you pointed out, that puts them atop the NFC Central Division standings. Detroit 23, Green Bay 50.
The defense had fueled a 3-game win streak. But their biggest test would come at home against the eventual Super Bowl champion, St. Louis Rams. The Lions defense put the clamps on the record-setting Ram offense in the first half. But despite an inspired defensive effort, the Lions trailed by 2 and needed a second-half spark.
Kurt Warner, deep drop into the end zone, and throws, and it's intercepted by Terry Fair!
Terry Fair's interception set up a fourth down gamble that put the Lions in front.
That is rolling the dice big time on that fourth down, going for it all. Give Sly Groom, Bobby Ross, the offensive coaches credit. Now they're playing this game to win.
But the Rams battled back to take the lead with less than 3 minutes to go.
It's a bootleg.
Oh, wide
open touchdown to the man who just checked in, Ryan Tucker.
Come on! Come on, defense!
The Motor City offense took a little time to get warm. And with just over a minute remaining, Detroit was faced with 4th and 26.
What do you call here? Just try to find an open man. Hope for the best. Right from the gun. Got to throw it. Putting it up long for Crowell. He's got it! Holy mackerel! At the 22-yard line! Unbelievable! Folks, Lions are still in position to win this game.
Jermaine Crowell's heroics set up the game's 7th lead change with under half a minute remaining.
Touchdown, Lions! Johnny Morton! With 28 seconds to go!
I told you to come on here. I told you that. I told you to come on. That's what I told you.
There you go, baby. That's all you can ask for, huh?
The Rams' last chance was dashed by Ron Rice. Then at the midway point, the Lions were kings of the NFC jungle.
The Lions have done it. Holy mackerel, what a game. One of the incredible comebacks for the Detroit Lions in their history, that's for sure. Barat looking to throw, pump fake. Now he'll go to Herman Moore. Got it, touchdown Lions!
Herman just schooled Champ Bailey on an out-and-up cut, and the rookie couldn't handle it.
The biggest blow came from the newest Lion.
Desmond Howard to the left side, fields at the 32, dodges a tackler at the 40, 45, 50, left side, 45, 40, 35, 30, he's gone! He's gone! Touchdown, Lions, Desmond Howard! Is that unbelievable? The Heisman Trophy winner from Michigan.
Now picked up on waivers from Green Bay off the scrap heap. If Terry Fair doesn't break his knuckle in a household accident, Desmond Howard isn't on this team and doesn't make this touchdown.
He's home watching the game.
James Jones spearheaded an assault that rang up 4 sacks and 3 turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Pressure, sack, fumble, Luther Ellis has it! Touchdown Lions! And he does the leap into the stands. Luther Ellis! How about that?
The resounding win ended a 35-year drought and helped the Lions secure an unlikely postseason berth.
The Washington Redskins face the Detroit Lions. The nightcap of our postseason doubleheader. Is this NFC Wild Card Playoff game? Last year, the Lions were 5-11. When they opened training camp this year, a bomb was dropped. Barry Sanders, on the eve of training camp, said, "I'm through, I quit." And Barry did not play it down this year. The Lions have had no running game, but Bobby Ross did a magnificent job keeping this team together. They got off to a hot start. They finished with 4 straight losses, but at 8-8, good enough to get into the playoffs. That's the 29th of January, right here on ABC. As Stephen Davis breaks it, bad ankle and all. from his own 13 and finally caught from behind at the Detroit 29 by Brian Westbrook. First and goal. From the 4, Davis nearly untouched for the touchdown. Second down and 1 as Johnson retreats. And that is caught at the 11-yard line, taken in by Connell, and he gets up and goes into the end zone. As the Lions season is over. We'll wrap it up in a moment.